Hi guys, I'm Tim from Launchpresso, where we focus on Google Ads for Shopify. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to set up the Google and YouTube app for Shopify in this full tutorial. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to cover off first when it comes to using the Google and YouTube app in Shopify, is that I would only recommend using this app if you have a store of no more than 100 to 200 products, and you don't have too many variations within those products as well. Reason being is because this app has its limitations. One, there's only so much you can do in terms of optimization using this app. And I'll cover more of these limitations off in the app later on, so stick around. And also in terms of conversion tracking, although this app is a great solution for creating conversion actions within your Google Ads account, everything from page view right through to purchase conversion, ideally you should be using the conversion tag as well as data layers and having your developer or tracking expert help you set these up within your Google Ads account as well as your Google Analytics 4. Now there's lots to cover in this video, so let me take you over to my screen and let's get this set up in my test Shopify store. Now here we are in the test Shopify store, cheapcampinggear.net, and this is where we'll be setting up the Google and YouTube app today. Before I do, I just want to take you over to the Google documentation on setting up conversion tracking with the Google and YouTube app on Shopify. When you scroll down, it is recommended that setting up the Google and YouTube app on Shopify is the easiest way of getting your tracking set up. And as I mentioned before, it does have its limitations because if you're a much larger e-commerce store and you are running Shopify Plus, for example, it's best practice to set everything up using either tags or events with the data layer so that no conversions within the full funnel and the checkout are not being missed and are being attributed properly. I'll leave this document in the show notes below so you can take a look and read this for yourself. And there's more links and references here where you can check out the links for more info on each option. Also, I just want to point out here as we scroll down on understanding the conversion actions tracked in Google Ads. In this table here under the sales, we can see here we've got purchase, add to cart, and begin checkout, page view, view item, and also searching. And for those who use the search option in the website, and also under other, I don't know why they've stated as under other. In my opinion, I think this should be stated as part of the sales conversion type. But with that said, I think it's also a good step to have the add payment info within the checkout conversion actions, because just like Facebook, they also have this as an event where you can actually build audiences around as well. Now, if you've got your conversion tracking set up elsewhere, you can opt out of using the conversion tracking in the app. However, if you do remove it or you choose to opt out of it, in order to opt back in, it does say click start. However, I found it doesn't work very well. It just seems to be buggy. What I've had to do in the past is to disconnect the Google account from the Google and YouTube app and then start again reconnecting all the Google properties back into the Google and YouTube app. So that's just one tip to look out for if you choose to opt out and opt back in for the conversion tracking later. Coming back to the Shopify store, to install the app, come down to settings, then select apps and sales channels. I've totally uninstalled the Google and YouTube app from the Shopify store. So come to the black button here at the top and select Shopify App Store. Now on the home page, it does have the Google and YouTube app as a popular app to choose from. And if it doesn't show up here for you, you can always search for it here as well. So Google and YouTube app, and there it is there. From here, click the link in the store, select install. And so double check you've got the right store as well. As I'm a Shopify's partner, I need to make sure that this is being set up in the right store and not any of my client stores. From here, just click install. And before you hit install, if you need to know more information on any of the data being used, you can check that out here. For now, we'll just click install and you'll come to the app setup screen here. And for myself, I do need to go and reconnect Google account. So it's all in the background. Yours might say go and connect your Google account here. One tip that I will say with all your Google properties, it's important to have them set up under one Google email or Google Workspace email, or that one email has access to all those different properties, no matter where they've been set up. So let's reconnect Google account, select the email you want to use, give it the permissions, and now let's start working through the process with setting up the Google Ads conversion measurements. As we can see here, under the Google Ads account, under goals and the summary, I've completely removed out the conversion actions from here that were set up before by the app, so you have an idea what it'll look like once it's all set up. So let's click Get Started, select the Google Ads account that you want to connect, and then click Connect, click Complete Setup. Okay, and that looks like it's been connected and the conversion tracking is on at the moment. Let's come back to Google Ads account now and hit refresh. Okay, and we can see they have been installed by the app automatically. We've got the Google Shopping app purchase, Google Shopping app, add to cart, begin checkout, the page view, view item, and the search. And also under this other category here for conversion actions, the add payment info. Definitely think that needs an update. And nothing has been created under custom goals, so we don't have to worry about that at the moment. Now, one thing to be mindful of when it comes to your purchase conversion action, that you only want to have one action that's being optimized. Here we can see it's been automatically set to 2 primaries because in my previous video, you can check it out here on how to set up the conversion tag in Shopify for the purchase, which is known as the best practice for actually setting up a conversion tag for the purchase event. What I'm going to do, keep this Google Shopping app purchase conversion event in my Google Ads account because I'm going to use it as a reference to compare the conversion action results and to ensure that the primary action is working as it should and nothing is broken. So click inside the shopping app for purchasing, come under settings and click the drop down here. Now it's being set as primary action used for bidding optimization. We already have one purchase action that's already been set up as this primary action for bidding optimization. And also I'm going to be setting that up for enhanced conversion. So that means all the information from the purchase conversion action will be stored as first party data in Google Ads for the algorithm and the machine learning to be able to optimize to find more buyers out there on all the different platforms where they show your ads. So let's select secondary action and quickly save that. Done. Coming back to the Shopify store backend. Now emails from the app, it's up to you if you want to receive any updates or best practices or tips. It may be helpful, maybe not. But most importantly, if they do make updates to the actual app itself, you want to be mindful of that because it could break your setup within your Shopify store depending on whatever updates they do. You just never know. It's best to keep on top of these things. Okay, one quick tip that I recommend with any app that you want to access often, I generally pin them to my navigation so I don't have to go typing and searching all the time. So I'll just quickly do that. And next up is connecting a GA4 to your Google and YouTube apps. Let's click Get Started. And then once you pick the account that you want to use, select Connect. Okay, and then you're done. Now, one thing to be mindful of here, if you've already installed the Google Analytics 4 code or the Google G tag into your Shopify store, you have to be careful that you're not doubling up your traffic or events. Now, with that said, Google's getting smarter about knowing that, but the best practices, it's best to just only have it installed once, whether you do it through this app or you go and add it in the code yourself. I prefer adding in the code myself, but just for this demonstration, I'm going to just connect it as shown here. And just quickly coming across to the Google Analytics 4 account for the Cheap Camping Gear store. Under the event's name, you can find them here under reports. If you come down to the event names, I don't have a lot of activity here when it comes to the actual checkout. But your checkout purchases as well as add to cart and begin checkout should be showing up here in your event names. This is one way to save you from actually having to manually go in and add all your GA4 events to your site and your Google Analytics 4 account. Very simple installation. Okay, now that we've connected the Google Analytics property, we can now go and connect the Google Merchant Center, which is an important step, is because by connecting your Shopify store through the Google and YouTube app into the Google Merchant Center, you'll be able to create a data feed. It's important to have a data feed into your Google Merchant Center account so that you can start running ads, particularly shopping and performance max campaigns in Google Ads to start promoting your products. So let's click Get Started and scroll down again here. Right now, this is grayed out because we have to confirm that we've added our information to our online store. And we click Confirm, and that opens that up. And that ungrays that out. And we select the store that we want to use. We select the Google Merchant Center account we want to connect. And then once we have, we click Connect. Okay, and it looks like I have a couple of errors in here with my setup in the Google Merchant Center when it comes to my logos. I will address that later. I'm already verified that it's me. You may have a situation here where you have to put in a phone number and get a code either by SMS or a call. I'm not 100% sure what that was again, but it's important that you do this step with a valid business phone number to be able to activate your Merchant Center if you haven't already on the Google Merchant Center end. Now that we've connected the Google Merchant Center, we can see our product feed settings here. Products are being synced. We've got the country that we're currently running with that particular feed. Shipping settings and checkout link settings are all in there as well. You can manage all these by any one of these buttons. For example, here. However, if you're wanting to target multiple countries and languages and currencies, this app may have limitations. I'm not 100% sure on that. If there are limitations, I'll create a supplemental video right here. And if that's the case, this app may not be for you if you're wanting to advertise elsewhere. You may have to create either supplemental feeds in the Google Merchant Center or a completely separate main feed altogether to cover these regions, currencies, and or languages, which I may show in a separate video later as well. Anyway, I'll cancel that for now. Scrolling down, just quickly, last step here is to agree to the terms and conditions, complete the setup, and there we go. We're all connected. Initially it will say 0 products are available to the Google and YouTube app. Now it'll take between 3 to 5 business days for that to update. Another thing to note here that you've got bulk edits for your products and also your bulk edit on your variants. If we take a quick look at that, as you can see here, this is where you can make optimizations with your data feed, which is an important feature. However, I'm not quite sold on the fact that it is bulk in terms of what you can do with this particular app. There are better apps out there to be able to do bulk edits and use different fields and whatnot in order to be able to optimize your feed in bulk. Another thing too here is you don't have custom labels, but you can add the other columns in so you can see those other fields if you are running custom labels and whatnot, and any additional other columns that's important to you in terms of monitoring your feed. Now let's come back to the app, and we can see we got the bulk edit variant here, which you can go about optimizing your feed in this functionality as well. Again, you have the columns there that you wish to pick from. Select back, come back to the app. Sadly, it doesn't come back to the app straight away, but that's fine. We can already see that most of my products have already been approved in the Google Merchant Center, and that was only within 2 minutes as opposed to 2 to 5 working days. But again, I have connected this in the past. That's the reason why it may have been a quicker process. And as we scroll down here, we've already connected the GA4 account. If you do local inventory, you can get started on that. It's not something I do with this particular store, but if you're a brick and mortar business, you can also set that up as well. Also, if you do have a YouTube store, you can connect your YouTube channel to the store. I haven't got a store yet, but I'm going to connect my YouTube channel anyway. Let's see what happens. So I'll click get started. Okay. And all right, there's a few requirements that you do need to be able to get your channel connected, which I currently aren't meeting these requirements. The number one is the 1,000 subscribers that you need to, or an official artist channel too. And I've been approved for monetization. So that's not going to really work. I'll just go back and I'll save that for a future video once I do have those 1,000 subscribers. And lastly, let's take a look at the settings area here. And you can see you can disconnect your account as well as any other accounts. Another important option here is connecting your Google business profile to the account. You can go about connecting it here. I haven't set one up yet for this particular store, but you can continue and follow the prompts by clicking connect. And just scrolling down again, everything is all set up. You can also change your SEO, product title preferences and your description preferences. And then you've got a help center as well, which I'm sure it has a knowledge base there if there's anything else you get stuck with. But that's it for today's video. If you found this helpful and you want to see more of my videos, please hit subscribe just down there. And we do provide Google Ads management for Shopify stores as a service. So if you'd like to learn more about what we can do, and if you want a free order, please feel free to hit me up in the link in the description through our website. Just fill out the contact form and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. That's it for this video today. Bye for now.